Late. It's another match preview. We welcome you as we look ahead to Chelsea versus Sheffield United, 3 p.m. Saturday at Stamford Bridge. Lifts eyebrows. Could this be a season that gives us more memories than a director's cut of Memento? Let's get into it. Sheffield United turned in a thoroughly Sheffield United performance against Brentford at Bramall Lane. It was a joy to watch. And James McAtee said, "We're back at tea," with a goal so beautiful, I fully expect to see it on a date with Pete Davidson soon. Seriously, how does he do it from one odd-looking man to another? Give me some tips. Chelsea away is where we turn our attentions, not because we want to, but because we have to. Chelsea are owned by a man named Todd Boehly. His group is known as Blue Co. I don't know if they deal in blue, but the money spent has certainly been obscene. £4.4 billion on signings, and it hasn't led to success. So the fans of the Blues have been feeling blue, rather on brand. Let's talk about Sheffield United. We know we have some long-termers out. There will be hopes, though, over Ben Osborne, who said, "I tweaked my groin in the lead-up to the Burnley game, and the scan showed a little grade 1, which was frustrating, having come off the bench and got some minutes in the last 4 or 5 games before Burnley. It is a short-term issue, and all being well, I'll be available for the trip to Stamford Bridge." End quote. Back on the grass, we have Rhys Norrington-Davies kind of doing his own programme. Ollie McBurney and Ollie Norwood. We could have the return of the Ollies following the suspension. And also George Baldock, who was injured against Burnley. Could he be back in time? Jack Robinson is suspended, though, after receiving 5 yellow cards this season. So Jack Robinson will serve a 1-match ban. And Captain Anel, just want to be aware of, 1 booking away from a ban. Be careful, Anel. Don't do anything to draw attention to yourself. Our next goal will be our 200th Premier League goal. The question is, who's going to get it? And why will it be own goal? Now, I'm going to give you what I think the lineup will be. And I use FanHub, the app, to actually do this. If you'd also like to predict your lineups, join the FanHub community with the link in the description, or use the code SHE-YC5. Wes, Bogle, Anel, Trusty, Lowe. I think it'll be 4 at the back. Sousa, Hamer, Brooks, McAtee, Archer, and I do suspect that McBurney comes straight back in. But I wouldn't be surprised. Slimani, he could start after a good cameo, could play behind Archer, and Wilder may decide to go more defensive and use more midfielders to get stuck in. But he may not. So hopefully that last sentence was helpful. 'Tis the season for festive football, and the best way to watch, drop down to your local Greene King Sport pub. After all, Christmas is a time to catch up with friends old and new. So get the team together, go to the local for a refreshing pint, delicious food, and live action of every Christmas cracker. In fact, every fixture from TNT, Sky and Amazon is live at Greene King Sport. That means wall-to-wall action on their huge HD screens. Head to your local Greene King and watch every winning goal, top bins volley, and dodgy VAR decision in an atmosphere worth sharing. Download the Greene King Sport app, and you'll receive 10% of drinks every single time there's sport on the telly. Let's talk about Chelsea. Head coach Mauricio Pochettino is set for another week of questions and doubts over his future at Stamford Bridge following Sunday's 2-0 Premier League defeat to Everton. That was the Blues' 3rd straight away defeat and left them in 12th place in the top flight. In that Everton game, Reece James was forced off. The club captain was replaced by Levi Colwill after only 27 minutes. Goalkeeper Robert Sanchez was also forced off with injury at Goodison Park, having sustained a knee injury in Wednesday's defeat at Manchester United before that. So the Spanish international aggravated the injury before being replaced by goalkeeper Petrovic. And Nkunku continues to wait for his debut for the club, having been left out of the squad. Romeo Lavia is in a similar boat after moving from Southampton. Good player, though Pochettino instead probably hopeful that the pair could actually return rather than just continue to leave them out maybe for this game. You've also got Madueke left out of the squad altogether last weekend. Will he be involved? And 𝗜脾𝗱𝗶𝗲-𝗂𝗂, who suffered a minor injury, he wasn't involved before. Could he come back? Ben Chilwell, Chalobah, Bafana, all long-term absentees. And remember, Chelsea have a big game on Tuesday in the League Cup at home to Newcastle. It, in my opinion, is their only real hopes of a European place this season. So they might be putting a bit of emphasis on that game. Predicted lineup, Chelsea have been playing a 4-2-3-1, switching to a 4-3-3 sometimes, of course, due to availability of players. They do have a lot of players injured. Petrovic in goal, 𝗂𝗏𝗂, Silva, 𝗵𝗿𝗍𝗂𝗂, Colwill, Conor Gallagher, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, Jackson, Mudryk. Who knows? He may prefer Broja to Jackson, Sterling to Mudryk. Not sure, but I think the key man in this game for Chelsea will be Cole Palmer. The referee for Chelsea Sheffield United is Andy Madley from West Yorkshire. Last season, he took charge of 34 games. He gave 120 yellows, 5 reds, 3 of which were second yellows, and he gave 6 penalties. He last refereed the Blades' defeat on my birthday at home to Bournemouth and Sheffield United's 2-2 draw at home against Everton. So this will be the 3rd time already this season that we have had Andy Madley. Now let's think about player connections. Who can you think of that's played for Chelsea and the Blades? Are Graham Stewart, Nigel Spackman? We could throw Ethan Ampadu into the mix. David Lee, the centre-back, the legend. Who can you think of? Now, when we look at some stats for this one, since a 2-2 draw at Chelsea in August 2019, Sheffield United have only scored 2 in a Premier League game away from home on 3 occasions. You might remember Everton, where we won 2-0, September 2019. What a game that was. Norwich won 2-1, December 2019. And Manchester United, January 21, where we actually beat them. Obviously, no one was there, but Burke and Bryan, 43 games. Sheffield United have only scored 3 twice in 106 Premier League away games. Coventry in March 93 won 3-1, and Southampton October 1993 drew 3-3. 81 games ago, both incidentally on grounds that no longer exist. Thanks very much to Statsman Adam for all these stats. The 2-2 draw at Chelsea in 2019 is only the second ever 2-2 away draw for the Blades in the Premier League. Spurs, the other, back in 1994. Now, my prediction actually is going to be a draw for this. Can we sack Poch again? I think this will be 1-1. Some Chelsea fans I've been speaking to are not overly confident at the moment. Let me know your score prediction in the comments. Subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to our audio podcast as well. Whoever you support, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, Blades and Chelsea fans. If you've watched this bit, let me know by writing in the comments the word otter. It's for an experiment.